Shmai Croesio. Hello and welcome to the Ysgol Maesydderwen annual Remembrance service. Usually for our Remembrance service, our school hall will be packed with learners, staff, governors and guests, including our friends from the Royal British Legion. Unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, we're not in a position to hold a traditional service this year. Like so many events up and down the country, we've had to modify our Remembrance service and ensure we're able to pay our respects in a COVID-safe manner. Every year the Legion creates a remembrance theme as a way of shaping and communicating the different remembrance activities that are taking place. In 2020, the remembrance theme is coming home. However, as the world has changed enormously with the COVID-19 pandemic, how we talk about remembrance in 2020 has changed. The Legion in its remembrance activities and actions will be talking about both the millions of British and Commonwealth men and servicewomen whose sacrifice during World War II secured peace and freedom 75 years ago. And also about the service and sacrifice of so many today in protecting our nation from COVID-19 and the similarities in feelings, emotions and experiences both then and now. And while the causes of those similarities are very different, there remain many, for example family separation, a feeling for the unknown and what comes next, and a desire to come together to support each other. These are all very common to both eras. As Queen Elizabeth stated back in April, we will meet again, a reference to the wartime song sung by the Forces sweetheart Dame Vera Lynn, which is even more poignant now given her passing this summer at the age of 101. As I've stated already, this year is 75 years since the end of the Second World War, and it's only right and proper that this is a focus for this year's Remembrance service. But we must also remember through our acts of the servicemen and women in all conflicts. In addition to the events that happened many years ago, conflicts are still ongoing across the world today and in more recent times. It re-emphasises to me that our Remembrance Service Acts are still very relevant in this day and age and an important part of the school calendar. It is a testament to the learners of the school that they are the driving force behind the design, production and content of this Remembrance presentation. Through their hard work and efforts, we have produced a fitting tribute for our fallen, lest we forget.
Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friend. John chapter 15 verse 13. What is remembrance? We remember the people who have served and sacrificed since World War I, for and alongside the UK, and all those people affected. This includes remembering the armed services and the emergency services, who often worked alongside our armed forces and all those affected. We also remember civilians who lost their lives in conflict. This reminds us that whenever there is fighting, there is always a human cost, both for those people fighting and for the people who are in the countries involved. Remembrance is the act of stopping to remember the people affected by war and to hope for a peaceful future.
The red poppy. Red poppies began being used as a symbol in 1921 to help to remember those who fought in the war. During World War I, much of the fighting took place in the Western Europe. The countryside was blasted, bombed and fought over repeatedly. Previously, beautiful landscapes turned to mud, bleak, barren scenes where little or nothing could grow. There was a notable and striking exception to the bleakness, the bright red Flanders poppy. These resilient flowers flourished in the middle of so much chaos and destruction. Growing in the thousands upon thousands, nothing else could grow. The red poppy is now a symbol of both remembrance and hope for a peaceful future. The poppy is a well-known and well-established symbol, one that carries a wealth of history and meaning with it. Wearing a poppy is still a very personal choice, reflecting individual experiences and personal memories. It is never compulsory, but is greatly appreciated by those who it is intended to support. The poppy remains a humble, poignant symbol of remembrance and hope.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row that mark our place.
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch His treasure. How great the pain of searing loss, the Father turns His face away. The wounds which mar the chosen one bring many sons to glory.
And in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly scarce, hear them in the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw the sunset glow, loved and were loved.
Behold the man upon the cross, my sin upon His shoulders. Ashamed I hear my mocking voice call out among the scoffers. It was my sin that held Him there until it was accomplished. His dying breath has brought me life. I know that it is finished.
And now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with our foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field.
I will not boast in anything, no gifts, no power, no wisdom, but I will boast in Jesus Christ, His death and resurrection. How can I gain from His reward? I cannot give an answer, but I know this with all my heart. His wounds have paid my ransom. Why should I gain from His reward? I cannot give an answer, but I know this with all my heart. His wounds have paid my ransom.
This book is dedicated by Hen Vase to the memory of the old boys who gave their lives in the two world wars. 1914 to 1918. Richard Butler, Ronald Dawes, Cyril de la Hayes, Rice Jeffries, Albert Jones, Harold King, D. J. Samuel, D. O. Thomas, O. Jeffrey Williams, 1939 to 1945.
1939 to 1945. B. Morgan Baker, Howard Bratton, Denzel M. Davies, Thomas I. Elias, Gerwin H. Evans, John D. L. James, Christopher D. Jones, Alan Gwynn Lewis, and David G. Lewis, Jenkin G. Lewis, James J. Morgan, J. Price Morgan, Alpha Powell, D. Naunton Thomas, Isloin Thomas, K. Vernon Thomas, Glinda L. Walters, Clifford V. Walters, Cedric W. Williams, and Leonard Llewellyn.
We make our boast in them, we thank them, and let our thoughts of them be sweet. And they played with us in days gone by at Maesydderwen, and they died for their country in the Great War.
Ymalchwn ynddynt, diolchwn iddynt, bydded melys y myfyrdod amdant, ac hyd chwaraeau a ni yn y dyddiau cynt a Maesydderwen, ac fi farw dros ein wlad yn y rhyfel mawr.
Hedd Wyn is the bardic name of the Welsh poet Ellis Humphrey Evans. Although a pacifist who initially refused to sign up for the First World War, he eventually fought in his younger brother's place. Killed in action on the battlefields, his poem Rhyfel War won the Bard's chair in the National Eisteddfod. It was draped in black to signify the great loss of life. Rhyfel, gan Hedd Wyn. Gwai fi fy mewn oes mor ddreng, a dew a drai ar arwel pell.
O'i ôl mae dyn yn deryn a graeng yn codi ei awdurdod hell. Pan deimlodd fyned am ei ddiw, cyfododd gledd i ladd ei frawd, mae sŵner ymladd ar ein clyw, a'i gysgod ar fythynodd tlawd. Mae'r hen dilynau genid gynt, yng nghrog ar gangau helig draw, a gwaed y bechgyn, lond y gwynt, a'i gwaed yn gymysg efo'r glaw.
Let us be still and remember. Lead me from death to life, from falsehood to truth. Lead me from despair to hope, from fear to trust. Lead me from hate to love, from war to peace. Let peace fill our hearts, our world, our universe. Amen. Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. Swift to its close, ebbs out life's little day. Earth's joy grows dim, its glories pass away. Change and decay in all around I see. Though thou who changes not, abide with me. I need thy presence every passing hour. What but thy grace can foil the tempter's power? Who like thyself my guide and stay can be? Through cloud and sunshine, oh, abide with me. I fear no foe, with thee at hand to bless. Ills have no weight, and 'tis no bitterness. Where is death's sting? Where grave thy victory? I'll triumph still if thou abide with me. I'll triumph still if thou abide